We got rumors that are swirling about a Game Pass change. Just want to touch on this really quick. I wanted to make sure you guys know about this. There are rumors going around right now from the new CEO over at Xbox that apparently there's going to be Game Pass price changes. Now, I don't know if you guys remember when I specifically was conversing about Game Pass a few months ago and a few months before that, where I predicted Game Pass was going to increase to a certain price point, and it did. And then I said, this ain't going to be the end. Within the next year, you're going to see another price change. Well, shit, cuz. Looks like we're about to see that. Now, this could obviously mean that it could go lower, it could go higher. I think what it's going to be is that they're going to introduce a cheap tier. They're going to introduce a cheaper tier of Ultimate, probably, and then keep the higher tier locked behind, day one games or something like that. I think what Xbox wants to do, and I could be wrong. I think what Xbox wants to do is I think they want to get away from day one video games on Xbox Game Pass, because I think they want to train Xbox buyers to start buying games again. I don't know how they're going to do that, to be honest with you. I think that it's a little bit too far gone now. I think that the majority of Xbox players have come to expect day one games with Game Pass, and I think that it's going to be very difficult for them to get away from that strategy. Not only that, they also want to lead into cloud gaming, so that's kind of going to defeat that strategy too, in a way. I don't know. I think that they want more people to buy games so that their studios can start making money again, because a lot of their studios that were utilizing Game Pass, they lost a lot of sales, right? Perfect example is Call of Duty. Look what happened to Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty lost an estimated 4 million copies, okay? Because it was available on Game Pass. 4 million copies. That is fucking insanity. They estimated that it was about a $500 million loss by going on Game Pass. Now, you could argue that that resulted in more microtransaction money, and perhaps you are correct. But at the end of the day, for you to set yourself into a $500 million hole just in the hopes to try to bring it back up again, it's a crazy strategy. Because before then, you were able to actually get all the sales and microtransaction money. So now you're putting yourself in the hole just to bring yourself back out again. It just doesn't make much sense. So what they might end up doing is they might end up having two different tiers of Game Pass Ultimate, where they'll put certain video games day one on the cheaper Game Pass Ultimate, and they'll reserve bigger video games like Call of Duty for the higher version of Game Pass Ultimate. But then you run the problem of potentially overcomplicating things. See, people don't like overcomplicated plans. People like really simplistic plans when it comes to subscription services. If you have like 6 different fucking plans, people are going to get annoyed. They're going to get annoyed, and they're less likely to subscribe. So you have to make it as simple as possible and not overcomplicated, because I already think it is overcomplicated. I think Game Pass is way too overcomplicated for a lot of people. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I think that's what they're going to do. They already have that, do they? So do they lock Call of Duty behind a more expensive Game Pass Ultimate? Quinn? Again, I don't use Xbox, so is that what they're doing? Because I think Call of Duty really opened their eyes to how much money they're losing with this entire situation. So I'll be very curious to see. Archangelo says, I think I was buying games even when I was on Game Pass. When the price increase happened, made me say, nah, forget them. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will begin removing themselves from Xbox. Maybe. We got David with a 2 says, Xbox realized not selling games led to lazy developers. Yeah, I mean, it definitely became a problem. Quinn said, Ultimate, Standard, and Core. Yeah, but okay, so here's the thing. Day one Game Pass is available for Ultimate, right? What I'm telling you is that they are going to split the kind of games that are available on Game Pass Ultimate into something else, right? Because they can't put games like Call of Duty on Game Pass Ultimate and expect to make a profit. They've already admitted this. So they have to put it on a tier that is going to be more expensive. That way they can hope that the money will offset the amount of sales they're going to lose. And then microtransaction money will go back to becoming gravy instead of becoming the main course meal. You know what I mean? Like they want microtransaction money to just be extra, which is what it was to begin with. They ended up training their customer base to turn microtransaction money into the core money. And that doesn't leave you much room for error. And to be fair, Xbox has made a lot of errors. So they need to find a way to make up that money somehow without getting rid of Game Pass, day one games, as you know, because again, I don't think they can. As much as they may regret it and may want to potentially go back on it, I don't think they can. I think they will have a fucking I think their players will absolutely have a mutiny. I think they will lose their shit. So they got to figure this shit out one way or another. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they got to figure it out. Denarier with $1 on Rumble says Game Pass hasn't made significant profit yet. Its initial price was designed to attract users similar to how streaming services did. Will Black Snake speak fluent Scottish Ebonics? Pretty much. Yes to all of that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Splitack says, so basically Hypnotic Game Pass Ultimate for games day one, but Call of Duty expansion pack plus $14.99 to get COD in subscription. Maybe. Again, they have to come up with a strategy because Call of Duty, I think, definitely made them realize that they were giving this shit away for way too little. And they just are not, especially since Call of Duty has lost a lot of its popularity, especially with the recent Black Ops. It doesn't leave you room for error, right? So that strategy may work when you have a Call of Duty that's pulling in, hundreds of thousands, millions of concurrent players. But that strategy is not working when your recent Black Ops is struggling to hit 60,000 whatever concurrent players. Like, what the fuck is Black Ops at right now? I haven't even checked. Call of Duty Black Ops. What was it? 7 is the most recent one, right? So the problem is on Steam, the numbers are combined in the Call of Duty app. So, guys, look at this. Look at this. If you look at this, do you realize how bad this is? Do you realize how bad this is? This is the Call of Duty app, right? Meaning that every single multiplayer Call of Duty is included in this 37,000 number. So that means Black Ops 7, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare, Warzone. What else? What else is in this number? Everything is in this number. That's crazy. That's fucking awful. So at least on the PC platform, a lot of people are checking out of this. That's crazy, man. Hypnotic, no Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, and Warzone. Other games got excluded to standalone. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? To be fair, people play on Battle.net and the Xbox app on PC. Brother, I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? So if you believe that there is a mass amount of people playing Call of Duty on Battle.net and on the Xbox app on PC, yeah.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
So Battle.net is primarily utilized for World of Warcraft and Blizzard products. All right. Battle.net only recently, in the last, couple of years, 1 or 2 years, Battle.net only recently got all the other video games. You don't have a mass amount of people playing these kind of games on Battle.net. Okay, I'm sorry, you just don't. You can say that Battle.net has millions of players. I'm telling you right now, Battle.net as an app is primarily Blizzard games. That's what most of those millions of players are playing on Battle.net. If somebody wants to play Call of Duty, they are most likely going to buy it on Steam. If they're playing it on PC, most likely by a 9.5 to 10 ratio. 9.5 out of 10 times they're going to want to buy it on Steam. You'll have some stragglers. But it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Call of Duty was literally exclusive to Battle.net. Okay. Fine. You got it. You got it. Everybody's playing on Battle.net, guys. Everybody's playing Call of Duty on Battle.net, guys. That's it. That's what it is. Everybody's playing on Battle.net. There's tens of millions of players on Battle.net. Call of Duty has never been available on Steam ever before. There you go. There you go. Makes sense. Makes absolute sense. Bro, it's the same thing that marathon players say. It's the same thing that marathon players say when they're like, oh, there's millions of players playing on PlayStation. Steam numbers don't matter. Nobody's playing this shit on Steam. Okay. All right, brother. Come on. Come on. We serious, man? We serious? I'm telling you, bro. I've used Battle.net for well over a decade. Bro, come on. That's not fair. No, it absolutely is fair. It absolutely is fair. What I'm telling you is that PC players, they don't give a fuck about exclusivity. The majority of them don't. So even though it was exclusive on Battle.net for however long it was exclusive for, at the end of the day, the moment it came on Steam, that's when the majority of PC players picked it up. I'm just telling you what it's been for like every other video game that's ever come out. Bro, Kingdom Hearts, I know this is not the same game, but just hear me out. Kingdom Hearts was exclusive on Epic Games for what was it, like a year and a half or something like that? And they swore that people were going to buy it up on Epic Games. And it never happened. It barely sold on Epic Games. And then the moment it got available on Steam, it sold like 90% of its PC copies, if not more than that, on Steam. And still to this day, sells primarily only on Steam, realistically. Like Kingdom Hearts did fairly well on Steam, but it fucking suffocated on Epic Games for the same thing. Like they don't care about exclusivity. You know, that's why I'm so like annoyed that Lords of the Fallen 2 is going to be on what do you call it? On Epic Games Store exclusively, you know? Who knew gaming was so serious? Love this shit. Oh, bro, gaming is super serious. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yeah, PC players don't like exclusivity. So regardless, Battle.net players were not trained to buy third-party video games. Battle.net players for so many years were trained to only buy Blizzard games. Battle.net, I obviously I know it's owned by like Microsoft, Activision, and all that stuff now. I get that. But Battle.net is the Blizzard launcher, okay? Like I know they sell third-party games now that are associated with Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, anybody who has Battle.net on their PC still associates it as the Blizzard launcher. You know what I'm saying? You just meant that there are generally some people who play on Battle.net. Obviously, I know that. I know that there is. I know that there are people. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you in the terms of like there are people that play on those launchers. What I'm telling you is that it is not going to be some magic number that's going to somehow make this number more attractive. I'm sorry, less attractive. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Battle.net is not going to come save the day. There's not going to be somehow, 100,000 concurrent players playing on Battle.net. It's going to be like 2,000 probably, if I had to really put a number on it. And even then, I'm probably not even that sure about that. That's what I mean, But there's, of course, there's definitely people playing on Battle.net, of course, Hypnotic's the last guy to want to debate on games with this, like, try to fight the guy who plays. Bro, what? Did you just compare me to Reacher? Did you just fucking compare me to Reacher? The fucking TDS guy? Oh, bro. You just fell to me. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, it's crazy. That's crazy, bro. No, that's a double violin, bro. That's uncalled for. Oh my God. Violin says generally if a game isn't on Steam, it's not out. Yeah. That's basically it. Machine says it was a conversation, not a debate. I know it was. Other people are gonna call it debate. I was just conversing. I was having fun. I appreciate the conversation, man. Thank you, bro. Anyway, after getting completely fucking felted and getting called Reacher, you're saying it's crazy, but you're not denying it, bro. If I'm saying it's crazy, that's me saying I deny it. That's insane, man. That's insane. Anyway, all right. Enough with the Xbox conversation.